Hello! This video addresses the subject, is seeing no self, is realizing that there is no inherent self, the end of suffering? Okay, well there's many ways I can address that, but most people just want a simple yes or no answer. And the simple answer is no. There are a few things that people believe will happen in realizing no self, and they don't happen. So I just want to address those. First of all, there is no cessation of thought. Thoughts will continue. The difference will be that when you consider the thoughts, it is clear that there is no inherent self having the thoughts, and that the thoughts themselves do not refer to an inherently real person. But the thoughts will still come up. Not only that, the thoughts themselves will be believed in. The thoughts I, this, I, that, I, the other, the thoughts that relate to the self will still come up and will still be believed in. Not only that, the thoughts themselves will also cause suffering. Nothing stops. The only thing that will happen is that when you consider the thoughts, it is clear that there is no real person having the thoughts, there is no real self believing the thoughts, and indeed there is no real self suffering. However, suffering will still occur. There will still be desire and aversion. When desire and aversion can be considered the push-pull against life. That this moment is unsatisfactory because I want something else, or I do not want something else. This is a further consideration. In the Buddhist fetters, the consideration of desire and aversion are fetters number 4 and 5, not the first fetter, which is realizing no self, no inherent self. What may happen as a result of realizing the initial realization of no self, there may be a period where thoughts cease to some extent. There may be a short period where there is no suffering, but the status quo is highly likely to come back to as it was. The only difference is the realization that there is no self behind anything. But this might come as a bit of a downer to a lot of people, as if they were hoping for something more to happen in realizing no self. But good news is, the first step, the first hurdle has been overcome. No self has been seen. You can then continue on the path and examine things further, and examine things in relation to the suffering that comes up. And I would say, indeed, the suffering that comes up is the very pointer for you to look at. We generally think of mental suffering as something we do not want. That's fine. However, we can also consider that when mental suffering does arise, that is a pointer for us to take the mental suffering and inquire into it. So from that point of view, it can be seen as positive. In words, we can say life is showing us what we need to address. We may not want to address it, we may not like life showing us what we need to address, but life is doing that. So any mental suffering that occurs is a pointer for you to examine what's going on. And I hope that's been useful. If you have any further questions, please leave a message down below. Click like if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.